Hello Saturnians! As promised in my previous video, today I want to show you the beautiful Shimmering Veil Tarot by Cilla Conway. This was a gift from my friend Hanni over at Fierce and Pretty. She sent me this gorgeous deck that comes in this box with a book. But today, I want to do something different. I want to show you my impressions of the deck before I actually read the book that comes with it. Because, I want to see how much I can tell from the images alone without the book. This is how I get to know a deck. I form my own thoughts about the imagery first, and then I analyze the book because my intuition doesn't get influenced by what I read. Then I read the book later and I join the pieces of the puzzle together. Of course, I can do that only because I am already familiar with all tarot meanings. So I put this deck in the beautiful custom-made purple bag that Hanni sent me also as a gift. It is not part of the set, but I think it matches perfectly. And it's purple, my favorite color ever. And look how beautiful. It matches my nails and the gilding of the deck. By the way, I highly recommend you watch Hanni's interview with Cilla Conway because it makes the whole deck even more interesting. I'll leave all links down below in the description box for you to check out the interview and Hanni's channel. I love this gilding so much, and the backs of the cards are also so gorgeous. Of course, these cards are not in order because I have been, playing around with it for a few days now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you first the cards that I absolutely love at first glance. And then I'll show you the rest of the cards, and I'll also show you how I plan to pair this deck with other decks that I already have. All right, let's get started. So the first thing that I want to show you are these three cards. Here we have the Fool. Can you see this beautiful butterfly? There is an innocent vibe to this card, which is perfect to represent the Fool. Almost all symbols are here. We can see the cliff, and this is the World card. We can see the similarities, and it's perfect because the person in the World card is the Fool at the end of the journey. The Fool started the journey as an innocent being, and by the time he reaches the world, he has all knowledge and wisdom he accumulated in his path. So I like that we can see the same being. But Cilla, she added an extra card which is actually more similar to the Fool. I feel it represents the transition from being the world into becoming the Fool again. Because the Fool is going to be catapulted into the journey once more. The world is not the end. He'll be expelled from the womb and back into existence. So I feel this card represents the world becoming the Fool once more. After gaining all his knowledge, these colors will fade like the memories from the previous journey, and then he'll go back to being the innocent Fool again. Yeah. So here we have three cards. The Fool becoming the world, and the world becoming the Fool once more. And I love what she did with the colors. The Fool is pale and transparent. The world is dark, and the transition back into the Fool is colorful because it represents all memories, all experiences. Everything that happened during the journey. And then when he goes back into being the Fool, he has already lost the colors, and the colors are like memories. I just miss, in the Fool card, I miss the little, baggage that he brings, because I do think that when you go back being the Fool, there is something left, just the essential, a little bit. But not everything. All right, so what I am going to do now is I am going to show you first the cards that I absolutely love. So I divided the deck into two piles, and the first pile represents the cards that speak to me right away. So let's talk about these ones first. Right. Oh, I love these backs. And here we have the most beautiful High Priestess I have ever seen. I love this one. I love the colors. I love that it feels as if she's hiding something. You know, she's holding something. And I can't tell if it's a man, a woman, a creature behind the veil, but I know it's somebody full of wisdom. She's protecting the knowledge and she's not gonna give it to anyone. You see how she's holding her knowledge. And then when I saw this devil card, I had a moment of epiphany, because this creature behind the veil of the High Priestess could very well be this devil. Can you see it? Can you see how it could be the same creature? This is the first thing that I noticed when I saw this devil card. And you know, I have seen the shadow side of the High Priestess very, very often in my spiritual journey. So the High Priestess is a card that I tend to see the shadow side of it more often than the light side of it. So maybe this is my own projection, but when I saw this devil, I said, yes, the creature behind the veil of the High Priestess is this devil. Can you see? I love both cards, by the way. Right, this is the Wheel of Fortune and it's the Galaxy. And I think this is perfect. Why I think this is perfect? Because the Galaxy has a lot of secrets we don't know much about. What is in our own galaxy. There are so many stars, so many planets, so many systems that we have no idea that they exist. And isn't it what happens in the Wheel of Fortune? There is so much happening in the background that we don't know what is about to happen. And look at this 10 of Wands. I can see so much in here. I can see someone wasting all their energy because they have to carry somebody else on their backs. Someone being an opportunist and piggybacking on another. It is a lot to carry on your shoulders, isn't it? Maybe you feel burdened by the problems of other people, but I can also see someone being attacked from behind. It really depends on the question. Are you the helper? Always giving people a piggyback even when you can barely stand on your feet? I don't know. I think this image is very, very poignant. And yeah, there could be a bright side to it. I mean, if you are the one being carried, maybe does that mean that you're going to receive temporary help from someone? Someone is going to carry you and help you for a little while because you can't walk on your own. It could be. It's a strong image, isn't it? Yeah, it's an interesting one, even though I don't necessarily like the artwork here. And this is a bit enigmatic to me because I can see a lot here. I can see cells, I can see animals, I can see maybe plants. So I'm not really sure what it means, but I see a road, a path. So I don't know how the meaning of the Ten of Pentacles relate to this card, but I already know it has to do with ancestrality, right? Yeah, I'll have to check that in the book later, but this caught my attention. And here we have the Queen of Wands, and we have two versions of the Queen of Wands. In one of them, she has a snake around her. She's kind of talking to a snake. And in the other version, I don't know what that is, but it's like electricity. So she has electricity in between her hands. So I'm thinking this is about playing with energy. I find that the snake is a good symbol for Kundalini energy, and that's how I see the Queen of Wands, you know. She's starting to play with this energy that creeps up from her root chakra. And electricity could also work. I see an energy healer here, somebody who knows how to manipulate energy in the same way that the lady knows how to play with the snake without being bitten, you know? So I find that's a great image, and even her hair is like fire. I love this. Love both this Queen of Wands, but I probably prefer the snake because I like snakes, you see. Four of Wands. You know, it's kind of blurry, and that's what it's interesting because we really can project our stuff in these cards. It's almost like a Rorschach test, you see. I can project my emotions in this card, my idea of celebration. And I love this Five of Pentacles because, you know, the Five of Pentacles is about being left behind, but can you see there is a house here hidden in the fog? So maybe these people are not seeing that they are not so far away from home. They feel lost because they are looking in the other direction, but they're not too far away from home. It's right there. If they can see through the fog. And that's a good image for the Five of Pentacles, which traditionally is about, you know, being left behind. Here we have the Nine of Wands, and I love this. This is just a person walking with fire around. Yeah. And here we have the Tower card, and the colors here are absolutely beautiful and mesmerizing. And you know, the Tower is about the destruction of foundations, but in this card, the Tower doesn't even look very strong, which is a good way to look at the Tower card also. And this star is gorgeous. I love the deep blue, and it looks like the Star Lady is made of clouds. Can you see it? Her starry dress here is beautiful. And here is an interesting Six of Pentacles because there is an obvious imbalance here. There is a person that seems to be way more powerful than the others, and that's why he or she is in a position to be generous and give. But it's a card of imbalance in this deck, I can tell. Right, and here we have the Warrior of Pentacles, and that's the Knight of Pentacles, I believe. And I love it because this is, even though the artwork is very blurry, very fluid, this card is very earthy and grounded. You see? And this Five of Swords is beautiful. Can you tell there are eyes in there, hidden in the sky or in the darkness? Yes, eyes hidden in the darkness. I think there is a profound meaning in here. They don't know that they are being watched. So even though they may feel lonely or desperate, you know, because the Five of Swords is a card of disappointment. Even though they feel like that, they don't know that they're being watched. And I think this is a powerful message. And here we have the Warrior of Water. That's the Knight of Cups, and I love this guy. He's like a powerful creature from the depths of the ocean. And I love the court cards in this deck. All court cards are gorgeous. Look at this lady. This is the Queen of Swords, and I love her outfit. She seems powerful and in control. That's all I need from the Queen of Swords. And next we have the Hermit card. And this is an important card to me because I am a Virgo. And one thing that I noticed is that there are similarities between the Five of Swords and the Hermit. They have an element of light in the darkness, right? There is a hidden light in the shadows. And I love this. So yes, this passes the Virgo test. It's a beautiful Hermit. And here we have the Two of Wands. And I spent some time looking at this card because for me this looks like somebody in a cave looking for gold. And isn't that a wonderful representation for the Two of Wands? You're hoping to find something amazing. Yeah, that's how I see this card. I'm not sure if this was the intention of the author. Love, love, love this Seven of Swords. We have a ghost-like creature in the snow emerging from a tiny house. And I can see so much in here, but yeah. And look at this beautiful Six of Swords. Somebody's making a transition towards the horizon. And the horizon is the only place where heaven and earth actually meet. And here you cannot see where ocean ends and sky begins. And I think this is a very powerful symbol. I love this card so much. It's one of my favorites in this deck. And look at this powerful King of Wands. I love the purple in the background. Of course, I like the purple in the background. And he looks like a powerful creature. This card is fantastic. Here we have a person receiving energy and light from two different directions. Isn't that a beautiful representation of the Two of Swords? I think it's genius. And this Two of Pentacles really caught my attention. Such a powerful image. And here we have this creature making sense of a system in front of him. Yeah, this is very enigmatic card. I have to spend some time meditating with this. Love, love, love all these colors. I see this as, bursts of passion and creativity. And yes, this is the Three of Wands, so it makes sense, right? It's beautiful. The colors are just fantastic in this deck. They're amazing. I love this. This is the Page of Wands. And we have the fire element here. And you see how her hair gets mixed with the clouds in the sky. Gorgeous King of Cups. I absolutely love the court cards. And this is one of my favorite court cards in this deck. This creature looks so wise. I don't know, I just love this guy. Seven of Pentacles staring at the sun. And this is a beautiful image. Somebody resting after work. Nine of Cups. Somebody in control of the emotions, enjoying life to the fullest. I love this. This is the Six of Wands. It looks like somebody has found light at the end of the tunnel. Do you see that as well? I see somebody finding the light at the end of the journey and celebrating that. You know, they've been through darkness and now they found the light. Another awesome court card. This is the King of Pentacles, and I love that he's holding these crystals because I am the crazy crystal lady. So yeah, I love when Pentacles cards show crystals because I think it's a good representation. I find this is dark and beautiful. There is this dark element to this card. I love the deep green. Is it a dark angel or a bat? By the way, this is the Four of Pentacles, and this is the Page of Cups. This girl, she's flowing, you know, she's flowing. She's becoming the water itself. This card surprised me because it's very traditional. So I wasn't expecting to see such a traditional moon card in this deck. So I was intrigued by that. You know, because all the cards are so different and blurry and fluid and awesome. And this one is quite conservative. So it was a surprise. Yes, really like the artwork here. Eight of Pentacles. You see, this is interesting because the drawing seems more concrete than reality around the person. I cannot tell if it's a man or a woman, which is a good thing, by the way. So all the environment is blurry, fluid, and they are painting very concrete shapes. And I love, love, love this Page of Pentacles. It's like a creature that lives in the woods, you know, and this creature only comes out at night. This is the vibe that it gives me. And I love this. Yes, so this is the pile of the cards that I absolutely love at first glance. So let's look at the rest of the cards now. I love the colors here, and this is so interesting. It's a Death card. Three of Cups, love the colors. Seven of Wands. This is the Knight of Wands. Ten of Cups. The Empress card, also beautiful, love the colors. Nine of Swords. Two of Cups with a beautiful rainbow in the background. Ace of Wands. Three of Pentacles. Ten of Swords. I love this because the raindrops look like swords, but they're actually raindrops to me. At least that's how I feel about this card. The Hanged Man. The Emperor, very strong card. Queen of Pentacles. Five of Wands. Also an interesting card. Five of Cups. Love the deep blue. the Sun card, Page of Swords, oh, King of Swords, beautiful. This is the Hierophant, and I love it. Love the colors. Three of Swords. Somebody has been hurt. Justice card, also very traditional, but beautiful. Oh, I love this. This is the Ace of Cups. And I love this so much. Eight of Wands. This is the Knight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Yeah, I kind of like that also. Eight of Cups. Yes, staring at the moon. Six of Cups. The Chariot. Yeah, we can still see the dualistic element of this card, which I love. I love when I can see that in the Chariot. Four of Cups. This is the only card I wasn't sure about. Ace of Swords. Seven of Cups. All these bubbles. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful card. This is the Queen of Cups. Gorgeous. She reminds me of Iemanjá. The Lovers. That's interesting, but not what I was expecting. Here I see a sperm going towards the uterus or the womb. I cannot help but see that. This is a magician. I wish there was the infinite symbol somewhere here, but it's okay, it's beautiful. Temperance. I wish it wasn't an angel because I have a problem with angels, but it's still a beautiful card. Yes, it's still beautiful. Love this Four of Swords. The guy is resting, but it's not the end of the journey, you know, he just paused for a little while to rest. Love this. Nine of Pentacles, very powerful card. And this is the Strength card. Love the colors also, very powerful. Okay, so you've seen all the cards. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I plan to pair the Shimmering Veil with two decks that I already have in my collection. And one of them is the Mythologia Fennica Tarot, which by the way was also a gift from Hanni. And the other one is the Tarot of the Spirit. I think these two decks go really well with the Shimmering Veil Tarot, and I'll show you why. So, the first deck that I intend to pair with the Shimmering Veil Tarot is the Mythologia Fennica Tarot. And this is a deck based on Finnish mythology. It is an amazing deck, and it quickly became one of my favorite decks ever. And I have a full walkthrough of this deck also if you are curious and you want to see all the cards. I'm gonna leave the links down below in the description box. So, the artwork of the Mythologia Fennica really adds another layer to the Shimmering Veil, and I'll show you a few examples. Can you see how the images really complement each other? And it's interesting because you know, the Mythologia Fennica doesn't have anything to do with the Shimmering Veil Tarot. I mean, the concept behind it is very different, and yet When you put these cards together in a spread, they really communicate with each other. A beautiful conversation emerges. So I find the Shimmering Veil is more intuitive, watery, fluid. It's more open-ended. There is a lot of room for my own projections. And the Mythologia Fennica is more earthy, right? So the combination of these two decks creates something amazing. I have, the fluidity I need to spark my intuition, and I also have the earthy element of the Mythologia Fennica Tarot. So I think this is a beautiful combination. Look how the colors really work together. One thing that I do very often is I assign elements to all my decks. So I have some decks that feel earthy to me, other decks that feel watery to me, and etc. So what I do sometimes is, depending on the kinds of things that I want to explore in a reading, I pair decks with different elements. So sometimes I pair a watery deck with an earthy deck, or a fiery deck with an earthy deck, etc. And for me, this is a good combination of elements, you see? Because the Shimmering Veil is not a deck for mundane, pragmatic consultations. This is a deck, for deep explorations of the mind, of the shadows. So I would use the Mythologia Fennica as a way to make the reading more concrete. Oh, look at these two ladies. Don't they look like the same person? They really look like the same person. Wow, that's interesting. And look at these two cards. The same colors, there are trees in the background. You can see there is a similar energy, a similar vibe to the cards. It's almost as if two different authors in different parts of the world got inspiration from the same source. Look at these two. These cards are not even the same art style. You can tell there is a different technique for each one of these decks. It's just the same vibe. I love both of them. Yeah, so I cannot wait to work with these two decks together. I think I'm going to have some amazing readings with them. So I am very grateful to have this in my collection. And now I just show you a few more cards so that you see what I am talking about here. Look at that. Oh wow. I absolutely love this. Oops, sorry. Same shade of blue. Yes, amazing. My beloved High Priestess and the Toast of Ukko in Finnish. Look how gorgeous. Alright, so now I show you the next deck that I intend to pair with the Shimmering Veil. And this is the Tarot of the Spirit. And this is another deck that I love. Now, this is almost the same element of the Shimmering Veil, because it's also very blurry, very open-ended, very fluid. But this combination is not a good combination when you need very specific answers. Like, I would not use these two decks together if I needed, something very specific about a specific situation, if I needed yes or no answers, or if I needed the cards to tell me exactly what to do. That wouldn't work. It would cause some confusion because these cards are so deep. There are such deep hidden messages in these cards that it's hard to extract a simple answer from them. Okay, so that's why I have some decks that I use for pragmatic, mundane stuff, like what should I do about a very specific situation? This happened at my workplace. What's the next step, or something like that, that requires a very concrete answer. I have specific decks for that. These decks, like these two, are decks that I would use for deep psychological explorations, when I don't need a specific answer, when I just want the cards to tell me what my subconscious mind wants to tell me. I can even use these cards without a specific question in mind. I just look at the cards and I get the message straight from my subconscious mind. So this is how I see this combination. But you can see these two decks, they have similar elements, the colors, the way the image is symbolizing the meaning of the cards. Yes, there is some common aspects to these cards, but the tarot of the spirit here is not going to work as a tool to make the reading more concrete. It's quite the opposite. It's, to make it go even deeper. That's what I love about having a large tarot deck collection, you see? We can just create our own combination of decks for, specific types of readings. Look at these two cards together. How beautiful. Yeah, so now I am going to show you a few more cards so that you see how these two decks would work together. And let me know down below in the comment section if you have any of these decks. How have you been working with them? And if you watched to the end, thank you so much. You are the best. Now I leave you with a few more cards and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.